Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm using a hand crank to thread on the lathe. I'm set up for 5/8 11, and this goes like this. Position 5 on the gear transfer quick change. O position is the outside of part of the gear train back in here. Excuse me. For threading, the way I had my machine set up, I had a 30 tooth gear on the O position, which is the outside, engaging with the 127 tooth gear. And for my turning to give me the slowest speed, I had a 60 down here and a 30 up here on the O position. So O, the inner one is 40, the outer now is 60, the bottom gear holder, I moved the 60 off and put it up there, and now it has a 30 on this lower position, the B position. And what this gives me is, row up here 11 teeth per inch. O position is 60. B is 30. I know it says lever up here. That's misleading. So anyways, I have made a scratch pass and checked it with my thread gauge, and I'm right on the money. So I'm leaving the half nuts engaged. I don't know if you can see that, but the half nuts are engaged. Yeah. So I crank it forward to move the thread tool in and to cut the threads. I have the compound, the carriage set on 0, and since I already made a scratch pass, I'm going to advance it 3 thousandths. Now at this time I move it back to 0, the dial, so that I can keep track of what's going on. So I crank in and cut my 3 thousandths, and I stop at my predetermined spot. I back this out 20 thousandths or so, crank it backwards, and I go beyond to the end of the bolt by 1/4 of an inch or so. I move this back to 0, and I now advance it. I'm going to advance it only 3 thousandths. Depends on your strength if you're manually doing it. And then I move the dial back to 0, so I'm tracking now. And you turn forward. The reason I'm hand cranking is I don't have a decent switch on this lathe, so I can't stop on an instant. If I was disengaging the half nut, it would stop the travel and the spindle would continue turning, which is fine. I would back off 20-30 thousandths, go backwards and beyond the end of the bolt 1/4 of an inch or so to get all the slack out. Return this to 0, which is how I keep track of things, and since I'm advancing for another cut, I'll move it in 3 thousandths. I probably could go 4 or 5 thousandths, but anyways, you get the idea. So there you go. Have a good day and stay healthy.